occupied. The insult of it.
It's more than insulting.
It's salt in the wound. And that is my purview.
I could have daggers in 100 necks by nightfall.
No doubt. But more necks would present themselves tomorrow.
I have other daggers.
Am I interrupting?
Forgive Thea. She gets testy when a contract is delayed.
Neither of you strike me as the bloodthirsty sort.
Our shared enemies deserve our worst.
You want help against the gods. We want Treviso free. We now think they may be the same problem. The occupation has a face. The Antaam commander, Keith Lord Butcher Dathrata. But Viago thinks killing him outright is short-sighted.
The Butcher took the city suspiciously fast. Removing him is useless if someone else can repeat that, with the help of gods or something else. Despite it being the outcome, assassination is not about killing, it's about sending a message.
And what message would that be?
The Crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free.
Sounds like you think the occupation wasn't just about force.
Cruel as the Butcher is, he didn't break the city with a siege. It was sudden and complete.
Like he had it all mapped. Where to march and what to close off to choke resistance.
He had inside information? Spies?
He had something.
And until we know what it was, killing him isn't the contract.
Butcher Dathrata. What do you know about him?
The Antaam army fractured, split among warlords, and he seems to have kept the most traditional discipline. And the rank and file like it. His numbers keep growing, but the Butcher himself is odd.
Odd how?
He gives daily speeches about how the occupation is somehow merciful. And the way he talks, it's familiar. It's like he thinks he belongs here. And I won't have it.
The gods care about taking Treviso.
The Butcher wants Treviso. The gods may just want the Antaam.
But Antaam distrust magic and outright fear demons. They should be enemies.
Power can turn anyone against their own interests, their own people.
You're in charge. Antiva has a king.
And the power of a king is enforced by armies. Antiva has no army. It has the Crows.
There's a reason Antivan coins have portraits of guild leaders, not royalty. We're patriots. Crows can't field a battalion, but we protect our nation our way.
Helping the Crows helps everyone in the long run. What's the first step to your message?
We have a scout named Dareth. He said he was onto something the Butcher was hiding.
He was in the Drown district, so that's a place to start. Find our Crow and help with his contract.
Find your Crow, then what?
We break this occupation. We craft the message one step at a time.
And when we finally assassinate the person who leashed Treviso, that death will tell everyone. The Crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free. I've noted the location of Dareth and his cousin, Jacobus, in the Drown district. They're always together. Jacobus will be eager to help. Perhaps too eager for one so young.
Can you blame him? We've all lost too much to this occupation.
Contract for the next march. Crow diplomacy signed in blood. From a period after influence was claimed, but before responsibility was accepted. If nations march on the elves, Antiva will not be silent. Never again. Contract on the next blight. pro-diplomacy dating from the Fourth Blight. As guild influence grew, Grey Wardens were the first to recognize true Antaam leadership. Thereafter, treaties bore seals of queens, emperors, and crows.
You're new as well.
Almost there.
So, the demon of Virantium.
The name wasn't literal when I got it.
No, but the reputation that went with it,
I suppose I earned it.
and then some. Assuming my sources are accurate.
Past reputation means nothing when your current contract's still open.
I know the feeling.
A fine evening, is it not, my friends?
Streets. King, crow, or coffee?
The market never stops, even during occupation.
I meant to pick up more spices. Another time.
Cafe later? Good night for you.
Welcome to the Dapper Duelist. While magic is outlawed under the Antaam, we have some excellent casting leather for display purposes.
The Writ of Free Commerce, a reproduction of the decree exempting Antaam trade from royal taxation. Municipal fees remain but are rarely mentioned when merchants try to get similar writs passed in their home nations.
Antaam stopped me on my way to work. Demanded to know who I was and where I was going.
What gives him the right?
Coon on the Rocks. A recent drowned district staple, rum is matched with saltwater and presumably seasonal parvulon fruit, floated from a dreadnought hold while Antaam were distracted by their own windy butcher.
There's the place. Keep your eyes open. You may not be the only ones interested.
Get ready.
Don't worry. Taylor and Viago sent us.
You're with Lucanus? Yes! Kill them! Kill the Antaam! They killed Darren! They killed my cousin! They're weak on the left! Got them! End it now! Ready, Rook!
Let's go again.
That's done. Are you Jacobus?
Darren, my Please, you have to finish Darrett's contract. It's about the Butcher. My cousin was going to spy on the Butcher. He told me we'd pick up the contract from a dead drop. But then, someone has to finish this for Dareth. Please.
We will take care of it. Go back to the diamond.
I will, just give me a minute.
From a blood-stained note. Dareth, your lead panned out. We've more shadow work for you. The contract is in the usual place across from Taya and Viago. Just follow the marks.
That note said Dareth should pick up the contract at the usual place across from Taya and Viago. Just follow the marks.
There will be a trail of marks left by previous crows. It will lead us right to it.
I spotted them around the city. I think there's one nearby on the walls.
Let's go look.
A crow mark. Perfectly.
That's got to be Dareth's trail. Keep an eye on it.
I guess that's one way to access that chest.
You know, you're somewhat famous among the shadow dragons. At least the demon of fire.
Another mark this way.
Please, go on.
You know, you're somewhat famous among the shadow dragons. At least the demon of Virantium is.
Famous or infamous?
Because you're a mage killer. You turned that title on the Venatori. That's a point in your favor.
I saw some of the shadows work before. Well, anyway, their good opinion is worth having.
This is where the marks lead. Dareth's contract must be here somewhere.
Contract for a crow. The butcher Treviso has employed a poisoner who manufactures kamek. The recipient of this contract, Dareth, is charged with finding this kamek master in the garrison and ending him. The recipient is also to deal with the traitor who allowed the Antaam into this city, should this person become known. Should the recipient fall, their next of kin may claim this contract.
The butcher is making poison. Kamek.
I've heard of it. It does things to your mind. Nothing pleasant.
If I were the butcher, it'd be a good way to keep people in line.
We cannot let the butcher unleash this on Treviso.
He won't. The Antaam brought in a Kamek master to mix the poison. He's at the garrison. We stop him there before this goes any further. Down. Great.
We've got company. All set.
Good work, bro.
Say the word.
Made it through that one.
What?
Nothing. You're just so serious.
So are you.
Cynical, sure. Married to the job, I'll give you that one too, but serious? Have I crossed that line? Well, what now? Do I brood to the middle distance? Speak in solemn tones?
All right, all right. I take it back.
Take them out, quick!
Not too bad. Well, that's done. Company, get ready. Watch it! Got through that.
You to ignore whisperers. I command you to ignore traitors. I command that you fight with trouble else I command. Obey or be caged like the Cup Master. Be your role. Be Antaam. Treviso is ours. Lead by example. The castle is mine. Those who do not obey have no role. They do not exist. Choose to exist.
We're in. Let's find the comic master.
I command you to ignore whisperers. I command you to ignore traitors. Ready, Rook! Treviso is ours. Obey by example. Traitors bother this city, that is true. But Antaam do not respect traitors. Crows fight us for Treviso, that is true. We respect the fight and the prize. I command you to ignore whispers. I command you to ignore traitors.
I can smell you, an outsider. Time to test my gift. I am will made flesh, so much flesh. Finally, the brightness within I has come to me. Prove my worth.
I'm here on behalf of the Crows. Poisoner.
Poison. You face the gift of the gods!
Do this again.
It's done. The Coming Master's dead.
Good riddance.
First things first. Let's destroy the rest of the poison. Then we figure out what was going on here. That's the last of the poison, thankfully. Let's look for anything else that explains what's happening.
a journal page in a shaky hand. The butcher rages. Someone has stolen the kameka made for him. I do not know who took it, nor is it my concern. I told him to have the human who betrayed this city investigate the matter. The butcher was not pleased, locked me in here, said I was changed. Let him find another kameka master. I have fulfilled my role. The gods grant me another as a reaver of flesh.
Wait. This note says that wasn't all the Kamek. The butcher's angry because some went missing.
Who got their hands on it?
No idea. But the note does mention the butcher's inside traitor. The occupation had help. Taya and Viago need to know they were right.
Are you out of your minds?
Someone had to act.
They most certainly did not. I told you crows to stay out of this.
Out of what? Defending our home?
If we had a stronger civil government instead of a bunch of circus criminals, the Antaam wouldn't have a foothold in the first place.
You're responsible for the city.
This is Governor Evenchi. They have concerns.
My concern is how you've endangered the city.
We're defending Antiva.
These protections are in place for the good of everyone. You act without oversight.
We crows are the oversight.
And yet, here we are, awash in Antaam. And now, you've angered the butcher.
We have other enemies too. The gods are involved, corrupting some Antaam, making them monsters.
And the butcher?
You two are right. He had help taking the city. Human traitors.
I didn't want to believe it. Killing the butcher does nothing if someone could just sell us out again.
I'd start right here. You Talons are known for infighting and betrayal.
You're accusing them. One of their crows died for this contract.
That's enough. Rook, thank you for finishing that contract. The only reward we have is to ask you for more.
I'm here for whatever hurts the gods.
Evenchi is right about one thing. The butcher will not like that we're fighting back.
We need to be ready. Rook, I will have every crow tracking this traitor and the gods, and we will send word when we find something.
The stakes are too high. This should be left to proper officials.
Go back to filing trade receipts, Evenchi. The crows rule Antiva.
And Treviso will be free. With or without you, Governor.
A slow poison. The crows were vindicated when the team's investigation confirmed a traitor helped the butcher to occupy Treviso. Troublingly, they also discovered that some kamek was stolen from the butcher. The thief's identity a mystery. Thea and Viago began planning their next steps against the Antaam, though for Jacobus, Dareth's cousin, the occupation's cost is already too high. The training of Jacobus the Prodigy. Please describe the Antaam. Blade to the base of the horn of the ear, or up from behind, between ribs on the left. Slash back of ankle to hobble to get targets in range. My family name is the last thing they hear. Please describe the Venatori. I don't care about the Venatori. Poison, I guess. Please describe the rest of the page is obscured by a series of angry scribbles and several horned heads with X's for eyes. Jacobus. Knowing a potential target requires more than merely how you would kill them with blood in your own heart. That is not what contracts are. We will begin again when you've had time to grieve. I worry that you... The instruction is obscured by more scribbles. Regarding the above, no doubt you and Viago have noticed that Jacobus has been gravely affected by losing his cousin. I would ask that in your roles as talent, you consider how best to guide him and others who have felt similar losses. He shows immense promise, but left to fester in vengeance, he and others could soak the streets in even more needless bloodshed. That is not the goal of my teachings. Signed, The Heir.